And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Who Knew News for May 1st, 2021. My name's Christian Basil. This is part of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and I've got my wonderful team with me to do the Who Knew News. Yeah, I got it right.
He pointed correctly.
Lovely, Melanie Dean. How you doing there, Melanie?
Doing quite well, having a good day. Did a bunch of cakes this morning, so I'm ready just to talk some news and then relax.
Let's make some cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. Mr. Dave Chapman from theraffle.ca. How you doing there, Dave?
I'm doing good. Just trying to relax a little bit. New book came in, so I'm reading that. Having coffee. Trying to wake up.
Because we were still 2 hours behind us, right?
Yeah. So I got a message at 9 a.m. I'm like, on a Saturday. That's not terribly early, but I'm like, oh yeah. It's yeah. Okay. And
now,
here we are.
Sleeping in.
Now, before we get to the big topic of the Who Knew News, we're going to give a little bit of a more positive role. We want to thank everybody who supported us. And again, the Who Knew News is now exclusively here on the YouTube channel. Thank you for bringing us 1,000 subscribers. I think we're up to 1,060. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, go over here right now. Go over here. Where is it? Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can get all the latest updates here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, the Who Knew News. We're adding 2 more categories to our YouTube channel. If for those of you who love Big Finish, we're going to be putting a what's it called? Darn it. Playlist of nothing but of the big. Yeah, a playlist of the Big Finish. So if you're looking to Big Finish and say, "Hey guys, I want to know what's really good to listen to," we have Stranded, we have The Sword of Orion, and we're going to have plenty more as the list goes on. And for those of you who want to come in for the interviews, like with Paul McGann and Yuji Cho and that Badland, we're going to have a playlist just for the interviews that we have out there. So you can have your selection out there, and of course the Who Knew News, which we've got today. Now we're going to start off with some bad news, as I can put it out there. For those of you who may
not so good news.
Not so good news. The Guardian has put out an article. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Guardian has put out an article, and I'll just read it from the Guardian itself. Actor Noel Clarke accused of groping, harassing, and bullying by 20 women. Their key points are: the actor-producer categorically denies allegations from all 20 women. BAFTA has suspended Outstanding Contributions Awards and Actress Membership, alleged misconduct, including claims he secretly filmed naked auditions, and Doctor Who and Kidult, I haven't seen Kidult yet, star allegedly showed colleagues sexually explicit photos and videos of women. Now, the story is still developing, and allegations haven't been proven. But we do believe and stand behind the victims. We hope reputable news sources continue to cover this more comprehensively, and we will follow the situation in more comprehensive and follow the situation in a way we can't. So if you want to check it out, you just go right over to the Guardian itself and check it out for yourself. The article will be in the description below, and the links below down there. Now, for some other good news.
Some little lighter news.
Little lighter news there. We're going to, have you guys heard of time fracture?
I've heard of it, and that's most of the extent of it for me.
Well, if you've been following Mr. John Barrowman on social media, you've probably been following a little bit more and more about what his involvement in it, or because he's been putting little snippets of photos and stuff.
Funny you should mention that, because let's go ahead and introduce Mr. John Barrowman himself. Let's talk a little bit about time fracture.
No, we did not have the sound.
Oh, no?
Nope.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Sorry.
No sound.
Let's stop right there.
It's Jen Christian.
Why no sound? But I need to hear his dulcet tones.
Because I want to do it like MK3000. Well, we'll just talk like John. We'll just say exactly.
I want to see more of that hoodie that he was wearing.
That's true. Okay, let's try that again. And Christian learns things today. Let's try it again. Here we go.
Shared with audio button.
Bye.
Drum roll.
Bring it into the screen. Oh my God. I'm trying to help
Who
him.
is appealing
Those two both have access to
all over
that.
the world is because of the characters and the stories that it tells. All of the characters are people that we can relate to. And also, we love going on a fantasy and a journey, and we're able to touch things in Doctor Who that are everyday life stories, but putting them in a sci-fi world. Also, it's just great to go on a journey with the Doctor in the TARDIS.
Now, I'm just going to pause for a second because I remember, I think this was on his Instagram or his YouTube that he was going, I'm dyeing my hair.
That was the hint.
Why
would
why?
I be? Yep, that's when that was the first tidbit of why would I be dyeing my hair? And the stylist is mixing up color, just looking out.
I still think, and I know for those of you who know Johnny Quest, I still think he would make an awesome race Bannon if he ever wanted to if they ever did the series. But I digress. There we go.
Our everyday life stories, but putting them in a sci-fi world.
Race Bannon.
Also, it's just great to go on a journey with the Doctor in the TARDIS. Captain Jack was a role I never thought as a young boy when I watched Doctor Who in Glasgow on the sofa on a Saturday evening that I would ever be involved with. I never thought that I would ever be part of the TARDIS team. And then when I got the opportunity by Russell T Davies, who rang me up, I went to the audition. I did the audition, and lo and behold, they called me 20 minutes after it and said, "You're Captain Jack Harkness." So Captain Jack changed my life. It was also a character who changed the face of television because we'd never seen anybody like him before who was unapologetic about who he was and who he loved. And it literally was groundbreaking. So for me, Jack's not only been, life-changing, but Jack's opened up other doors for me. So that's why at a drop of a hat, if someone says to me, "We want you to come back and play Jack," absolutely, it's a no-brainer. I think Jack is a fan favorite because he is unapologetic. He represents something that was not represented at that time on television, which we call Jack omnisexual. But basically, if you were to give him a label now, I think Jack would be fluid. All of us who fell in love with Jack in the first time are now introducing him to others, because when people come up to me and say, "Jack helped me be me, helped me be myself." So Jack has made a huge impact, and I think that's why he's a fan favorite. I wanted to get involved with Time Fracture not only because I love storytelling and I love Captain Jack the character, but also it introduces Jack to the next generation of Doctor Who lovers. I have never been to an immersive theater production. I'm sure that if I did, people would let me have my own fantasy in it, in my world, because you're all there for the same reason. And that's what I love about fandom. That's what I love about geekdom. That's what I love about being a geek myself, is that we all respect each other, and it's a safe zone. So we can go in cosplay and dressed or an augmented cosplay to the immersive theater. If you're coming to this, cosplay. Dress up as your favorite Whovian character, villain, hero. Dress up I know there's going to be Jacks out there. And when you do take pictures of yourself, obviously I want to do this. I want to come in my Jack outfit to this. I think it would be awesome. It's awesome. It's like a Comic Con, but with a storyline. I think this is going to work as an immersive theater show because you never know what to expect when you watch Doctor Who. So you're going in for the journey. You finally get to be a companion, a hero, the person who saves the day. So that's why I think this works, because in our stories, when we read the scripts, what I do when I go to play Jack in Doctor Who or Torchwood, it's immersive theater. I'm creating the character to play for you to enjoy, and it's exactly the same thing. Create your character, get in there, and enjoy your journey.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe.
And there we go with that. That is John Barrowman. And he will be in Time Fracture. We also have a video of David Bradley. But I was trying to explain to people, what is Time Fracture? Trying to explain to myself. And I do have the website up. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you so we can show you what's going on with that. This is the actual Doctor Who Time Fracture. Opening day will be the 26th of May, 2021. You can get your tickets now. They're £49.95 for tickets, or as that says in the US dollars, probably $105.89 or something like that, some kind of weird conversion. But this is the website, and reading from it, it says Doctor Who Time Fracture, a groundbreaking immersive theatrical adventure plunges you into the incredible universe of Doctor Who. It's 1940s at the height of the Blitz. Well, go figure. A weapon of unknown origin destroys a small corner of Mayfair and simultaneously opens a rift in space and time. For decades, UNA have fought undetected to protect the people of Earth from the dangers it possesses. Weakened and beaten back as the fractures multiply out of control, they're close to defeat. From the producers of Immersive Everywhere, the creative minds behind London's longest-running and critically acclaimed immersive theater production, The Great Gatsby, and officially licensed BBC studio Doctor Who Time Fracture, we welcome its first unit recruits to HQ in spring of 2021, which is just basically, from this point, 25 days away from now. I'm excited. I wish it were here.
Well, I mean, if it's £50, so you're looking maybe around 75-ish US dollars. I have no idea what the heck it would be for.
Probably about 100, give or take, a little over 100 probably.
But the closest thing I was always coming to and advocating that we should have one of the theme parks, and I said Universal would probably be the best one, that they should have a Doctor Who attraction. Finally,
yes.
We should have
Universal would be able to do it.
Universal should be. Well, I meant it's only a great marriage because it's a difference between, if you're a Harry Potter fan. Somebody had mentioned to me when I first went to Universal and they opened the Harry Potter land. Well, when you go to the Traveling TARDIS, you go to go over to Hogwarts, and then I'm like, why? And goes, every one of them,
or Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I went over there, and he goes, trust me, everybody's not only a Harry Potter fan, they're a Whovian as well.
There's Whovians over there too.
I know.
The closest that we have a Doctor Who, or did have a Doctor Who presence in a theme park, at least in the state of Florida, would be at Disney World's Epcot and the UK Pavilion. And that was only because they had merchandise. You just walked in there like, oh my God, there's a lot of merchandise here.
I know. And what used to be, it started off as just like a corner. Yeah, it used to be just a small, tiny corner in the back where they would have the characters, the Pooh characters come out. And then all of a sudden, we got to Matt Smith, and it grew into two shops. It moved into the
Sherlock,
toy store.
And it was like BBC. There was just a lot of BBC shows.
Sherlock Whovian, whatever they call it. Yeah.
Yeah, they had Beatles. It was just like a little merch area.
But Doctor Who had its own corner.
Oh,
it started
huge.
growing. It was huge. Now it's moved into another shop, and it's back to
it's back to teeny tiny.
It's back to teeny tiny. So.
Not to derail the news, but I did have a weird thought the other day because we were obviously talking about the 25th anniversary of the movie, which is done by Fox, who is now owned by Disney. That throws a whole nother set of interesting variables into, is this going to come out in the future as something else, including licensed products?
And that's the thing is, I don't know. Only because it is Disney. Disney now has the Marvel IPs. The Disney has, the Star Wars IP. So that's where they're really putting stuff in when it comes to parks. Yeah, they're going to throw their money into.
But from a board game standpoint, there's tons of both. Like the Disney Villainous series is huge. Then they spun that out to Marvel Villainous.
Yeah,
they have Peng Li, they have Eric Roberts Master, they have theoretically some of these rights. And they negotiate more. Can we have a Doctor Who Villainous? For the record, I've been officially told no way in heck.
Yeah.
I was when we did before we did the interview with Yiji Joe, I said, so technically, if Fox kind of has and I think they lost their rights to Doctor Who. I think they've lost over time out there. This was just the joke. I was just saying Disney bought Fox, so Fox bought Doctor Who. So Chang Li is a Disney prince, isn't he? So I was just like, yeah. So you are a Disney prince, my friends.
Well, this conversation is a good segue to another article that just came out.
Yes,
Christian.
ma'am. I gotta find it.
And this article pertains to, as he's looking for, is we might not have had Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. And one of the reasons behind it is because of Fox and BBC and everyone kind of trying to say yes and no, and everyone, too many chefs in the kitchen. They didn't agree on this particular actor. And at the time, he just didn't have the name and the weight behind his name. So even though he had been told yes by Fox, and was told his agent, I think it was Fox and someone else, I said, yeah, we love it. Now we just need to get BBC on board. And he was kind of like, what? And BBC unfortunately shot it down. So, which, I mean, for good, for bad, I mean, we got Paul McGann, and that was
You mean this actor awesome. Right here?
But yeah, if you're somebody that watches The Mortal Bones, you might recognize him. Let me put it up because Christian keeps forgetting to do that.
I put it up.
Hint.
Oh, thank you.
I just realized Christian only has one monitor, so he's like, stop.
No, it's not fair. It's because when you have to pull in the website, you can't see the
It's
the
okay,
show.
technology.
But there you go.
So what's the article talk about, Christian? If you want to remove the survey thing on the bottom that says,
I will there. No thanks.
There you go. So who was it?
It was first offered to Harry Van Gorkum, and then for those of you, I haven't even seen this. The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. Mm-hmm. Have you seen this guy? Because I've never seen this gentleman out here.
He looks very familiar. I recognize him, but I haven't seen Mortal Instruments yet. So
I have not either. I've read the 2 books, first 2. I think I have 3 of them. But yeah, I've read the books. So I know which character he's playing, but I have not seen it yet. But yeah, he could have been our 8th Doctor, but just at the time, he did not have enough on his CV to make the BBC go, yes, we want him. So if you read a little bit more about the article, he gets that call that is even worse than, never getting a call or getting the call from your agent saying, sorry, they passed. Mm-hmm. He got you got it. Well, about that. Hopefully you didn't book your ticket to Vancouver yet.
And he mentions there's 2 roles in the world where everything changes as soon as you get the phone call. And I'm paraphrasing what he said. As soon as you get the phone call, your life changes overnight, and says there's only 2 roles: it's James Bond and Doctor Who. So he looks doctorish. He could have pulled it off.
He definitely could now. And I mean,
but maybe 96.
Yeah, it's hard to say it's 96. But I mean, if you think about it, we've had who else was up for that role?
Christopher Eccleston and Peter Capaldi, and even Capaldi turned it down. He was going like, he said the same thing practically. I'm not ready for this.
So maybe now, as we get into a new, some new eras, maybe we will see him as a doctor in the future.
There you go. And we want to give a big congratulations to our friends. Here we go.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Fill this air. This is dead air.
Big Finish Audio.
Big Finish Audio. Let's go ahead and share that screen up there. Big Finish Audio receives Guinness World Records title for Doctor Who: The Monthly Adventures. Big Finish Productions is proud to announce that its long-running series, Doctor Who: The Monthly Adventures, have received a Guinness World Record title for longest-running science fiction audio play series. So it's not only just one of the longest, and I think there was a fight for the title at one point. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Stargate kind of was trying to edge out Doctor Who, and I think Doctor Who came back and won the series. But I think Doctor Who as the television series has won the longest running sci-fi series. Now it's one of the longest running audio sci-fi series out there. So congratulations to our friends at Big Finish. Go to bigfinish.com. You can check out more information about that. But wow, guys, I knew it was long, but I'm like, wow, holy cow.
Yeah, right.
You guys are doing great out there.
It definitely wasn't Stargate for longest running. I think it was Ultraman in Japan, I think, because they came out just right in that same time frame. So I think that's the one that was was bouncing between. Stargate would not be longest for sure. They may have been competing for something else.
I think that what I think they were trying to do is combine their series. So Stargate, Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe. When you put them together, I think they were trying to. I forgot who was trying to rub up Doctor Who's elbows of going like, no, you're not the longest anymore. We are. But I think Doctor Who, now that it had the reboot, has kind of edged out that. Has put that to rest there.
The reason I threw this back up was one quick completely self-serving item is on the top right. You see the two dashing gentlemen over there, which is Nicholas Briggs and Benji Clifford. We have interviewed both of them on different episodes of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, Mr. Briggs twice and Mr. Clifford once. So if you ever want to go back in those interview playlists as they get pulled up, you will notice that you can go ahead and find them there.
There you go. And I think I got through everything. I think I just want to add one more thing. If you get a chance, let me go ahead and take that out. Share my screen again. Made this announcement, and I hope you guys like it. Give it a chance when we get a shot. It's a very small read on D-Rezzed.com. Share. Boom. Thank you. I made another article out there. Who died and made you Whovian? It's a very short read. You could probably read it within 3 to 5 minutes out there.
Christian keeps writing things. So
I know. Well, they do kind of, take care of me too while I write the stuff out there. But the article, it says, and when in a world with mainstream media that has just gone completely south and negative, the team over there, and I expressed to them, like, what did you want to write? And I said, well, Doctor Who, of course, but I want to write some positive articles out there. Don't believe, the titles. Please read the articles first, because I got ripped apart for the article that I wrote. I love Matt Smith. He's my third favorite Doctor Who. And there were quite a few people who said he's the 11th Doctor. Said, please read the article. And then if
they never do that, especially if those people were on Facebook and whatnot, and they're like, I love reading the comments. It's like, hey, let's all see all the people who just read a headline and fell for the clickbait without clicking.
Oh, we did. There were a couple on Twitter. There was a couple on Facebook. And there was one person who wrote a response that goes, he's the 11th Doctor. I said, please read the article. So I know the title's a little bit off-putting maybe, but please read the article because it does make sense. And I want to bring positivity to the Whoniverse out here. The more articles I write, the more I'm hoping that people might appreciate the geekdom world again and appreciate each other as Whovians, because we should be treating each other proper and right, not the way things are going on right now down there. So I wanted to make my contribution out there. Carl Witzman, people don't understand that the writer doesn't handle the headline. That is the editor. There you go. And good afternoon. He likes going backwards out there. I think we covered all the topics for this week out there. Thanks again for joining us here at The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS for the Who Knew News. Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel when you get a chance. Right after that, tell your friends, subscribe and hit the notification bell. YouTube.com, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. One of the things that's so great about getting to up 1,000 viewers, let me go ahead and pull up the channel.
One other thing is, if there's any type of news articles or anything that you want us to specifically keep an eye out, whether it's Big Finish news, whether it's more about time fracture, go ahead and leave us a comment leave a note in the comments below to let us know what you want us to keep an eye on, to look out for, and to bring out to you. Speaking of which, Melanie, we have something called the community tab. This is when we hit 1,000 people. That tab opened up for YouTube. So if you go to the community right now, we've got a poll running. 3 people have voted already on, what you think about Eric Roberts, which was the topic of our last episode out there. And you will be seeing some groovy pictures of your favorite traveling TARDIS out there and your favorite people. Plus, we will be having pictures and things exclusively for the YouTube channel. So check it out and subscribe out there. I want to thank you all for joining us. Anybody got any last minute things they want to talk about before we go? Have a happy Saturday if you're watching us live. You got it. Dave? Same thing. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Please check Melanie out on Instagram at Pieces of Melee and therathole.ca.ca/who for all your gaming out there. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Have a great day. Please stay safe and be part of the legend as always.